This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're managing a growing brand or just starting out, Squarespace gives you all the tools to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. All in one place, all on your terms. Hey Spuds, it's Jamie. Welcome back to another video. Fast video channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you here. Welcome on in for this episode of Traumatize Them Back. I think this is only something I've done once before on the channel, but it is a subreddit called Traumatize Them Back, and this is the description just to give you an idea of what you're in for today. Traumatizing those that traumatized you. Petty revenge, nuclear revenge, malicious compliance, FAFO. I know what that means. Clever comebacks, matching their energy, no contact, or just treating them the way they treated you. Revenge, basically. That's what this subreddit is. Revenge stories. Love it. Are you ready? I got a bunch of dental surgery, and while waiting for a cab to go home, a dude catcalled me, so I just let a ton of blood fall out my mouth. I wish I could do that on command, because I'd never seen a dude immediately regret his decision more. Hopefully, that will make him think twice about catcalling anybody else in the future. That's a great response. Do you know, you technically could do that whenever you wanted. Just have one of those like fake blood packets. You could make it spurt from anywhere on command. That would be brilliant. Imagine if a guy catcalls you and you just like... I actually spat, I'm so sorry, that's disgusting. If $15,000 is deposited in your Cash App account, what will you use it for? Save, college, a car, bills, families, vacation, donation, house, food stuff, business. Just business. I would manufacture a weaponized cyborg and program it to find you and yank your spine out of your effing asshole. I sure hope $15,000 is enough. Do you think it's enough? Maybe you should make it $25,000, or better yet, you could F right off a cliff and land on sharp rocks. I think somebody was very fed up with the scammers this day and all the other days, as we should be. I got a text for a scam parking ticket, and I know it's a scam. It came from a mobile number and it was somewhere I'd never been, and I think it had the car reg on there, but it wasn't my car, and I was like, what the heck is this? Anyway, not my problem. I did not threaten to yank their spine out of their asshole though. I am not pregnant, I am fat. Oh, I feel like I already know where this is going. Passive aggressively murdered. Beautiful. Little backstory. We're not friends with this couple. We know each other through some people, but we are not close. I have a wife on my Instagram. Okay. Cool. Now on to the event. I was at the wedding. I had a gorgeous dress that I dreamed to wear, and I was really happy how it looked. It covered all the bad things, if you know what I mean. I am aware that I'm fat. I'm not too bothered by that. I have a medical condition and I have a very hard time losing weight. All fair. I put a photo on Instagram and I really don't look different in terms of how I usually look. It's not even tight so that you can say it makes me look fatter. I just look like myself. I looked worse in a lot of photos before. Oh, I know where this is going. I kid you not, this woman sent me the message, "Oh my god, you are pregnant? I can't believe you didn't tell us." I'm like, what? We barely even know each other. I sent her a question mark and she asks me when is my due date. Read the room? If you say to somebody, "Oh my god, you're pregnant," and they send back a question mark, maybe don't ask a follow-up question as if you still believe they're pregnant. I don't think that would be a typical response to somebody. Also, even if somebody were pregnant, if they haven't told you they're pregnant, why would you just be like, "Oh my god, you're pregnant? You didn't tell me"? Like, if they want you to know, I'm sure they'll it's not the kind of thing that people just forget. And they're just like, "Oh, you know, it totally slipped my mind that I'm pregnant." They'll tell you if they want you to be aware. So she followed up asking the due date. I mean, doubling down on the ridiculousness. I flipped. I laughed and was furious at the same time. That makes sense. How can anyone ask someone just like that intrusive questions? Maybe someone can't have a child, have some conditions, lost a child. There are so many options. In my case, I have one child. I've always wanted two, but for a lot of reasons, it's not possible. I'm not very sensitive. Comments don't hurt me, so that is a good thing, but someone can be. This is absolutely true. Whether somebody is pregnant or not, coming to them with this kind of question, or like, it wasn't even a question of like, "Oh, you're pregnant? Are you pregnant?" It was a statement. It was like, "You are pregnant." That could upset some people who are, because they literally might not be ready to tell anybody, and it could really upset people who aren't, because maybe they are wanting to be, but they can't be. Just not something we go near, you know, as a topic unless it's brought up by that individual. So I just wrote, "I'm not pregnant, I'm fat." She never answered or contacted me again. Passively aggressively murdered. And I bet you she will never assume pregnancy in others again. And even if she does in her head, hopefully it will never come out of her mouth. You just don't do that. You just, no. Hey mum, hope you've been doing well. Sorry I haven't had the chance to message you in a bit. We can probably call sometime soon. Love you and hope you had a good Mother's Day. Hey, it would have been nice for you to tell Happy Mother's Day. It really hurts that none of my children could come and see me for that day. Hope you're doing well. Love you. That sounded very passive aggressive. It really hurts that none of my children could come and see me for that day. Maybe there is a reason. I know nothing about this relationship, this mother, this family, but their child replied to that with, I was hospitalized that weekend for gastrointestinal bleeding. I hope you're okay. That sounds horrific. Sorry I couldn't visit you because of that. I'm doing okay, just the usual craziness. Love you too. Feels like a very odd relationship. There is perhaps a reason why none of the children want to go see their mother on Mother's Day. I'm trying not to assume too much. We can take this to hypotheticals. But if I didn't make an attempt to see my mum on Mother's Day or say Happy Mother's Day, and she didn't know that I was hospitalized for something, there would be major issues with our relationship. I would have to have a really almost like very minimal communication with my mum for her to not know those things. I feel like there is a lot more going on underneath the surface, and that is like my assumption based on the back and forth and the fact that none of the kids went to Mother's Day. But I feel like on the face of it, this feels very like passive aggressive between both. How was your mum to know that you were in hospital and that's why you didn't go see her? But then also, like, if you just didn't want to go see her, then that's okay too. And it feels very, very bad communication. And without knowing more, I don't know who or if anybody is in the wrong. It doesn't sound great. And talking about not great, unfortunately, I do have some very sad news for you all today. Some of you may know that I recently started my very own pigeon fashion design business, bringing the best of couture to the birdwalk. Not the catwalk, because then they'd be eaten. But sadly, I'm having to bring my business to a close. Oh no. I will no longer be designing clothes for pigeons, no more pigeon hats, pigeon scarves, or pigeon Wellington boots. That's because Squarespace allowed for the creation of such a marvelous website that I have designed outfits for all of the pigeons out there. They were all aware of my services and employed me for them. They're all clothed, stunning, and flapping their stuff. Not sure about that one. But anyway, my work is done with the pigeon fashion designing. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. The all-in-one website design platform where the possibilities are endless. Squarespace's Nest level cutting-edge design tools will not ruffle your feathers because they allow anyone to build a unique website that truly fits your brand, business, or any idea that you might be hatching. You can use Squarespace's Blueprint AI, the AI-enhanced website builder, to help you craft a fully customized site faster than a pigeon can sniff out leftovers. Once you've hatched your website, Squarespace's pre-built layouts let you perch every element exactly where you want it. It's as easy as a morning preen to design a professional looking site that fits your needs. Then you can fluff it up even more with simple drag and drop. Then, crucial to the soaring success of any fashion design business, and many other businesses as well, showing off the services that I offer was key. Squarespace gives you everything you need to start spreading your wings and offering your services, and very importantly, getting paid. Whatever you offer, from events to experiences to consultations, you can strut your stuff with style through Squarespace. To get started yourself, go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, pull your boots up and head to squarespace.com/Jammidodger to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. The link is in the description box. Now let's get back to some more revenge. Yeah. I don't care if he's dead, put him on the phone. I think perhaps you should care if he's dead. That would make getting on the phone very difficult. After my dad passed on Father's Day, oh shit, I had to cancel all of his utilities. I sent in the death certificate as instructed, but the next bill still showed up. When I called again, a new rep coldly told me that she needed to speak to the account holder directly. I explained he was dead. Unless she has a Ouija board, it's going to be very difficult. She didn't care. Unless I talk to him in person, I can't help you out in person. Oh my god. So I scheduled an appointment and brought him with me. Sort of. Oh my god. What? You brought him with you? I put my dad's ashes on her desk. I love that. I love that. At the utility office, I placed my father's ashes in the clear bag they returned them in, right on her desk. If you speak to him, tell him I love him, I said. She turned white and called the police. When they arrived, they agreed it was extreme, but not illegal. A manager finally helped me cancel the account. A few days later, the same woman fired, and they waived every fee to set the utilities up in my name. There is a chance, there is a likelihood, there is a possibility that this story is made up. However, I have heard several times from people in real life that it's really difficult, or can be very difficult, to kind of close up somebody's affairs after they pass away. So I don't think it's unfathomable that somebody would be calling the utilities of a loved one who's died and be like, I need to close this account, and someone's being really tricky about it. So let's just take this on face value that it's true. Oh my god, what was she thinking? Hello, I'd like to close the account for someone who's died. Can I speak to them, please? No, they're they're dead. Well, I have to talk to them. Actually, I have to see them in person. Okay then. Your wish is my command. Like, what did she expect to happen? I feel like this is somebody, perhaps, who is sticking to the script of their job way too tightly, where it just says, do not make any changes to an account unless you speak to the account holder. Under any circumstance, you must speak to the account holder before making any changes. And somebody took that really literally. Someone tried to stop me from using the women's bathroom because they mistook me for a guy. And this is where transphobia and anti-trans bathroom policies and policing other people's bodies will get you. Matched energy. This happened when I finally had the nerve to try a pixie cut hairstyle. I was really happy about it because I felt like me. I will admit that when I shop for clothes, I do not care for gender norms. For example, I bought a man's Hawaiian shirt because it felt breezy to me and I really liked its fabric. Amazing. I wish more people could say F off to gender norms and gender stereotypes and just do what they want and what they enjoy and what makes them comfortable. And if that is being really stereotypical for their gender in terms of expectations, great. And if it's not, also great, as long as they're doing what they want. So well done you for doing what you want to do, you know? But I'm feeling really bad already given the title and like finally had the nerve to try a pixie cut hairstyle and then this is what happens. It can't be fun. Well, I know it's not fun because I finally got the nerve to cut my hair short. I am trans, it's slightly different, but before I transitioned, I got the nerve up to cut my hair, the shortest I'd ever had it. And then suddenly I had several confrontational experiences in bathrooms. This was before I knew I was trans, by the way. So, onto the story. I was in the mall with my then boyfriend and went straight for the women's bathroom as usual. There was no one there except for a woman putting on makeup. I went inside and was almost close to one of the stalls when said lady quickly approached me with makeup tools still in hand, brandishing the eyelash curler, and said, "Isn't this comfort room for women only?" I've never heard of the term comfort room. I've heard of a comfort break, but not a comfort room. Fascinating. I wonder where the term comfort room comes from. And I was confused, like, yeah, because there's obviously a big sign out there. But then I realized she was staring intently at my chest. Ew. As if trying to determine if I'm really a girl or some guy entering a woman's bathroom. Can I just ask a question though? Regardless, this person walked into the bathroom, didn't speak to anybody, didn't bother anybody, didn't do anything weird, just went straight to a stall. Why would it really matter? Honestly, they were clearly in there to go to the toilet. Like, all of this bizarre bathroom policing is very odd to me. And I really don't understand why she'd think of the latter, because I was wearing short shorts with leggings. And sure, I was wearing the breezy men's Hawaiian shirt, but it was unbuttoned and loose to reveal a tight black tank top underneath. Like, that's definitely feminine. So this person saying that their expression is not fully gender conformative, but there were also elements where they were presenting stereotypically in a feminine way. So therefore, why was this woman having a go at them so intently? Who is the one that's been uncomfortable in that situation? Is it the person who's just walked in and tried to go into a stall to use the toilet? Or is it the person staring at a stranger's chest? The whole situation felt so ridiculous to me that I made eye contact, pointed in the direction of my shorts with both hands and casually asked, "Want to check? You want to have a look?" If she's going to make this weird, I'm going to make it weirder. I think that's the perfect response. I mean, on this channel, very trans inclusive, genitals do not equal gender. You do not need to have the genitals that would be typically expected of your gender identity and of the gender that uses the bathroom that you use, because it's your gender, if that makes sense. So like, if you're a trans woman who has not had any lower surgery, you are still a woman who can use the women's bathroom. But I can see from like a cis woman's perspective why this would be a response. Want to enter a stall with me and have a peek? Sure, why not? We're both women, sarcastically. I like to think the silence that followed made her realize who was being a creep, because she backed out immediately and said no. I finally did my business in the stall, and while I was washing my hands, she apologized. She didn't run out the bathroom in embarrassment, and I told her it was no big deal. But I have to apologize to the trans people out there who get treated like that when they're just minding their own business. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, a trans inclusive poster. I love it. Edit. Wow, I never realized this would blow up. And reading the comments, I wanted to believe in good faith she learned her lesson, but maybe you're all right that she wasn't sorry she harassed me, and more sorry that she harassed the wrong person. But hopefully, even if she's more sorry that she harassed the wrong person, it will make her think twice about being weird in the future, even if she wants to. One of the comments gave me a helpful tip on what to say next time. Thanks. Oh, I wonder what it is. I didn't see any of the comments. Edit 2. Hee hee. Some people have clocked in which country I am. Didn't know other countries don't use that term. I'm gonna guess that's about comfort room. Where? Spuds, please let me know if you know. Edit 3. To all the other people saying transphobic bull in the comments, knock it off. Trans women are women. Yes, trans women are women. Thank you. Told the Red Cross I'm a homo. Cool. Malicious compliance. I'm so excited I found this subreddit. I've shared this story with friends and laughed about it for a while now, so hopefully this brings some humor for all of you. This happened back when I was still in college, so maybe I want to say very early 2010s, but before 2015. Up until that point, I was huge into giving blood. I knew it was important and I knew I was type O, so I was always happy to donate. I'm also male. Up until I want to say my junior year of college, I regularly donated. It was around this time though that life kind of got hectic. I was stressed with school and my part-time job, as well as preparing for grad school applications. I also came out of the closet around this time too. Okay, I wondered if this was going to be somebody who people were questioning why they didn't want to donate blood and they lied that they're gay so they didn't have to because there was a big thing. I don't know what the rules are right now. I think they are more relaxed than they used to be because there was this ridiculous policy that men who slept with other men could not donate blood, like ever. On top of just my life being crazy, I knew about the then policy regarding MSM and blood donations, which basically was a lifetime ban if I remember correctly. All in all, donating blood became a very low priority for me. I can see why. But that never stopped Red Cross from constantly calling me to donate blood. It is the case, like this person has said, which I get it, it's their job. I get it because there is such a lack of funding for many charities, blood donations, all of this kind of stuff. So when you sign up and you're on their contact list, it feels natural that they would reach out multiple times to see if you were interested in either donating more or being involved in a different way, whatever, but it can feel a bit much sometimes. But at the time, I was still trying to get comfortable with my sexuality and I didn't want to outright just tell a random blood donation worker I was a raging homosexual. We're not always there. That's absolutely fine. You shouldn't have to. I feel like it's one of those things where they should call you and you should be able to say, I'm really sorry, it's not something that fits with my life right now. Could you please take me off your contact list? I will be back in touch in the future if my circumstances change. You can just say something like that if you don't want to come out, but maybe they did and they weren't buying it. Instead, I would lie and say I traveled recently to a foreign country that was on their watch lists, buying myself a 3-month deferral here, a 6-month deferral there, etc. Honestly, I was just hoping they'd get the hint that I wasn't interested in donating blood anymore when it seemed like this random college kid was making biannual trips to Africa and South America. Couldn't he have just said, legit, I don't want to donate blood anymore, take me off your list if you didn't want to come out? Just a curiosity. Maybe he didn't want the judgment of like, oh,
well, I see, somebody's not generous anymore.
I think I let this back and forth go for a couple of years and inevitably I get the call again to donate after the latest travel timer expired. They're really on it. I said no, I don't want to, and the caller starts pressing me why. And I think I was just tired that day, or annoyed with the constant lying and their persistence, or maybe angry with the FDA ban at the time, maybe all of the above. So I just blurted out, because I have sex with men. The poor worker, sorry, okay, she hangs up. I actually ended up getting a call again later that week from, I'm assuming, someone one ladder rung higher than her, where they, I guess, had to verify this before banning me. Them. So we have on file here that you told one of our workers that you have sex with men. Yeah. Okay, do you plan to continue to do so? Yes. Okay, well, because you have sex with men, we can't let you donate blood anymore. Okay, have a good day. What a weird phone call to get. And I've stopped getting calls since. I even got a letter in the mail further confirming my ineligibility to donate blood. Funnily enough, writing this post today made me check again the exclusion criteria, and I think I'm actually eligible to give blood again finally, so I'll probably sign up again for that soon. Oh, that's so cute. Aggressively told the Red Cross I have sex with men as a man because college was stressful and got banned. It's a very bizarre rule. Very bizarre. And like the fact that it's more relaxed now, like it always could have been. It's just another one of those things, isn't it? There's always another one of those little homophobic things that crops up and we see it, and now decades later it's like, oh my god, that was awful. I still question why he couldn't have just said, I don't want to, please take me off your list. Maybe they really are that persistent, or they were that persistent back in the 2010s, and it was like, well, no, unless you give us a valid reason, we'll just keep calling you just to check in, and you know, in a month's time to see if you've changed your mind. So perhaps it really was a case of you had to have a valid reason, a little note to explain why you could not show up for your blood donation appointment. But great, yeah, come out as gay to the Red Cross. But it's really cute that now he can donate. He is going to donate again. I love that. Not gonna lie, you're a really nice girl. Do you want to maybe go out sometime? Oh, where is this going? Sure. What time? Wait, I just need to verify one more thing. Huh? What's your body count? I don't see how that matters. Me neither. Very personal question. Not that I feel like this should be a question that you just ever ask. Maybe people who are actually in a relationship together might discuss it openly, where both of them are comfortable bringing up the topic and it's a curiosity rather than something either of them will be judged about. But to just ask that question when you're literally asking somebody out for what seems like the first time, you've made some assumptions about what's gonna happen. Oh, you're one of those girls who thinks their body count doesn't matter, but it doesn't really. It doesn't. It literally doesn't. LMFAO, so you're one of those, a rude word. Okay then, what's your body count? I forgot. So because the woman doesn't want to say, she's called a rude word, but the man can just be like,
oh, so many I forgot.
And that would be perfectly acceptable and indicates that it doesn't matter how many people he slept with. Oh, double standards. Rough estimate. Just want to check how many vaginas your penis has been in. Why? Penises shrink if placed inside too many vaginas. Makes them unpure. Saw it on TikTok, so it must be true. Oh, I love this. Stop being a creep. Sir, you started it. I swear to God, if you're a... Just say that. If your penis is small, just say that. I'm blocking you. I thought you were different. Women these days. LMAO. Okay, bye. Well, I would find it an honour to be blocked by a man like this. What a little butthole. Why? Very strange behaviour. But this had the same energy as the woman who got catcalled, just letting blood dribble from her mouth. Just be creepy. If a guy's being creepy, just creep him out more. No, sir, I don't need a man to help me count change. I'm already tired from the title. Matched energy. I used to work as a sales assistant at a large busy superstore during university. I loved the job most days until men like this customer showed up. It was a Saturday afternoon rush and I was managing one of the express lanes near the cosmetic and hygiene aisle. A man in his late 40s came through with a cart full of items, way more than the limit, but I let it slide because we were short-staffed and the lines were long. See, she's already being nice to you and you're gonna be a dick, aren't you? As I was scanning, he kept making little jokes about how young girls these days don't know how to use money without a machine and how he missed the good old days when men ran the tills. I think we should build a time machine for all the people with these kind of attitudes and just send them back to the time they want to live in. Just be like, okay, done with you. We don't want to have to deal with you in our timeline then. I smiled politely and kept it moving, but then came the moment of truth. He paid with cash. I quickly counted his change and handed it to him. Instead of just taking it, he smirked and said, "You sure about that, sweetheart? Want to call your supervisor to double check your do you want to call your supervisor to double check your counting?" And I bet you he said that because he was just fully like,
the supervisor will be a man, because a woman would not be a supervisor.
bet you that was his opinion. Don't want you to short yourself. I smiled sweetly and said, "Actually, sir, no need. But if you insist, we can recount it together." I took the money back and began slowly and deliberately counting the change on the counter, calling each note and coin aloud, attracting the attention of a few customers behind him. Also, Shaba says that I say the word coin differently. Do I? I'm just curious. Coin. She says I say the I, like coin in, and not just coin. Coin. Anyway, sorry. When I was done, I looked at him and said, just as I said, "Looks like I do know how to count, sir." The people behind him chuckled. One lady gave me a wink. He went red, mumbled something, and snatched his bag without another word. He came in a week later, quiet, polite, even said thank you. You put him in his place. I'm surprised he went back. If I had been humiliated like that, not that I would put myself in the position that this guy did, but if I were humiliated in this way, I would struggle to return to the scene of the embarrassment. At least he did not come back and double down. So maybe he learnt something right then and there. Yes, sir. Anyway, that is all the traumatizing for today. That is all the revenge. I hope you like this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And you can also go check out my Patreon if you want to go support me over there. Every little bit helps and I really appreciate it. You're going to see some names on the screen right now. Look at these beautiful names scrolling up the screen. They're the names of some of my Patreons, and I want to give a big shout out to my top tier Patreons: Albar, Chloe, Elden K, Gosco, Iona Balash, Jesse Entwistle, Marv Mallow, Max Makes Mods, Night Soul, Nesta, Rachel Raptor, Randy, River Champagne, Ry Loves Rory, Sienna Lamb, Slayer, Sugar Joe, The Third Hat Man, TNS Mum, Sally Drew, and Sarah Hobbs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Much love. Bye. I'm too hot. I actually have to take my socks off. That's how warm I am. The feet are naked.